Welcome back to Black Sheep Tarot, and this is your host Mario, and I hope you're doing well today. And I do have 3 cards here for you to explain how your children are doing. All right. So again, I'm going to discuss maybe some things that you may not be aware that might help you, get to hear from your children. Okay, because maybe those are the things that you wish you would be able to do. So the first 3 cards I have, your child is doing well, because I have the King of Pentacles here. I have another card, which is the Knight of Pentacles upside down. And I also have family, which is the 10 of Cups, that is upside down. So you're the adult and you're wondering how your children are doing. This is how they're doing. They are successful. They have a career. All right. They are stable. Also, they have discipline. They do feel stuck. Stagnation at their work, because I'm sure they're thinking about you too. But they're also thinking about how the family isn't doing that great, right? Maybe they're thinking about their shattered dreams. Maybe they're also thinking about how broken the family is. All right. How there's a disconnect between your children and you. And the other 3 cards that I have for your son or daughter is the 4 of Cups upside down, and we have a 7 of Pentacles, and we also have the 4 of Pentacles. So we're going to go with the 4 of Cups first. So upside down. So this is her or his feelings, all right? Because the cups are about feelings. So they're not doing too well, okay? So they choose happiness. So they might be staying away from you because they would rather be happy than to deal with you. That's just what I'm feeling here. They're withdrawn. They're also doing well at their job. All right. They have long-term view. They're hard workers. They're diligent. They're investing in themselves. And we also have the 4 of Pentacles here. And if you notice, it went from 7 of Pentacles to 4 of Pentacles. So this is, or might be, affecting your child as well. The broken family, the broken dreams, and so on. Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles is about, obviously, saving money, wealth, security, and a good foundation. But I am going to read this little bit here to you as the parent, as the adult, who are wondering how your children are doing. In fact, more than a quarter of young adults report being estranged from one or both of their parents. Culture change could be contributing to the problem. Researchers say in some cases, adult children may be putting boundaries in place because of family dysfunction. Okay? Maybe you needed to think about what the dysfunction is, and maybe look at it in a different way and try to reach out to your children, because maybe you have unrealistic parental expectations. Snubs by adult children may sting even more in the aftermath of the pandemic, when many older people who were in forced isolation now want to socialize. Those feelings come just as the technology has made communication easier, but technology also made it harder to set boundaries. All right, so think about that. So I'm going to get back to the tarot cards with your son or daughter has a big heart. And obviously she's had to protect it, because with, again, the cups is feelings. And your son or daughter has a lot of emotions. They're intuitive. They're great people, but they just have to guard themselves because the Queen of Cups has the biggest cup of all, but it's covered. So she's protecting her emotions because she wants to be calm. She's a nurturing and emotional person, all right? Balanced person, okay? Not in a bad way, emotional. But she also is full of love, which really goes with this because she has passion. She's vigilant. She has strength. And then another thing that I have here to describe your son or daughter is the temperance. So there's balance in his or her life. Moderation with drinking and things like that. They're sensible. They have purpose. The other cards I had pulled out was maybe you, the parent, the adult, wondering how your children are doing. Maybe you are represented by this court card and it's the Queen of Wands. It can be just energy, okay? It doesn't have to be man or woman, it's just energy here. And then we have the 9 of Wands, and then we have the 8 of Pentacles. So money is a good thing, right? So the upside down Queen of Wands represents self-respect. Maybe a little selfish. Maybe a little jealous. Maybe you have walls put way up and maybe your children can't reach out to you, or maybe your walls are way up there. And, you know, it does take courage to try to bring them down, right? Maybe you're weary. You know, maybe this is a test of faith. You know, again, boundaries. You know, your children have their boundaries, you have your boundaries, and you're also a hard worker, right? Like your children, they get it from you, okay? So you are diligent, passionate, hardworking. That is fantastic, because we also have something here for you as the adult who are wondering how your children are. This is for you. Think about this. Life gets busy, right? Because both of you are workers, right? And maybe that was part of the problem. All right. Hey, it happens. All right. We try to provide and so on and so forth. And then we go a little nuts with it. Right. So sometimes distance in families is temporary. Life is just too busy for grown children to check in. But in families where interactions and respect for older generations is normal. In fact, that it is not happening may indicate that something deeper is wrong. All right. So getting back to the cards here. All right. I'm going to say that this is you, the adult parent, who is wondering how your children are doing. We have some cards here, and they're maybe you're stuck in your head about it, okay? Because we have the High Priestess upside down. All right. So maybe you're thinking a lot about this as the adult parent, right? So maybe there's some secrets that you're holding on to. Maybe there's a hidden agenda here. You also feel disconnected, withdrawn, and we have the 5 of Swords upside down. All right. It's about maybe revenge, regret, and failure, because we all fail at something, okay? And then the other card I have here is the 3 of Swords. So that's about heartbreak, suffering, and I'm sure you are suffering because your children don't call you, and you know, I'm sure you wishing you had a better relationship with them, but it might take some time. All right. Loss. Maybe you're feeling depressed, things like that, you know. So I'm going to shuffle the cards, and the question is, how can you reach your children? Okay, that's what I want for you. So, Holy God, holy angels, God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, my ancestors and your energy. I'm calling all that right now because I want you to get some sort of good news, right? You know how it is with your family. You know the problems. You know your children, why they don't talk to you, and you know yourself. So what good news do we have for you as the adult parent who's wondering how your children are, and how can you move forward with speaking with your children, right? That's what we're going to do. So God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, please come through and give us your energy to share with someone out there that they want to maybe reach out and how to reach out. This is very good. This is very good. First of all, we have the Hermit. And then we have childhood memories. And then, that's the Six of Cups. And then we have Justice. So I'm going to get to those cards here in a second, but I will share this question. Do you have realistic expectations, Mom and Dad? With older adults, the unrealistic world we see on television, Facebook, or whatever social media is not accurate, says Denise Tuff, a licensed social worker in Massachusetts. Talk to your family about what is practical in terms of gathering or communicating, she says. Maybe it's not realistic to talk every day. So how about setting a day and a time? Something like that. Do you respect boundaries? As the adult, the single biggest thing I hear from adult children about their parents in every correspondence is, you need to respect my boundaries, Coleman says. All right, so let's get back to your cards, because these are good cards for you, because the Hermit is to look within you. Meaning, maybe this needs to take your touch, okay? Maybe you need to go there. Maybe you need to look further deeper inside to your memories, your past memories, because the Hermit is about isolation, right? That's where you're at. You're soul searching. Introspective. You are alone. You're seeking inner guidance. And the Six of Cups is about happy memories. Maybe you do have happy memories about your children, because obviously when they're younger, they love you, and as they grow up, not so much, right? Maybe you like to think about childhood memories, joy, and maybe that's nostalgic to you. And that would be your Justice, which would bring balance, fairness, truth, right? And I want to pull 3 more cards out for you and see what we got here. And you are thinking a lot about things. A lot of different things that you're thinking about. This is the Seven of Cups upside down. So it's about alignment. You're also thinking about personal values. You're seeking clarity, right? Sometimes lack of purpose. And I'm going to say that you are a leader. Obviously, you're a parent in your family, right? You're a visionary, you're an entrepreneur perhaps, because your children are making money and you're making money. And so we have the Seven of Cups, the King of Wands, again, you're a leader. And then we have an upside down Knight of Wands, passionate. Maybe you suffer with anger. Maybe your energy scattered because you're wondering how your children are doing and why they're not returning your calls. Maybe there's some delays and some conflict and stress. All right. So the next question I'm going to ask is, how should you feel moving forward? If you reach out to your children, how would that go? Okay. So I'm going to call on God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit to come through. Holy angels and everything divine and full of light and love, please come through to see what he or she would have to do and how would it go. All right, I hope it goes well for you, because we all need family, right? So let's go with that. Let's see what we have. So we have 3 cards here, the last 3 cards, okay? So if you reach out, this is how things might go, okay? So we do have a Page of Wands. So that's usually a young person, or maybe it's a message. Maybe you are going to send a small inviting message. And then we have the Magician upside down, and then we have the Moon upside down. So let's get into the Page. That is about inspiration, ideas, discovery. So that sounds good. So that's, again, it's about news, a message. Maybe you need to send a message. All right. And the upside down Magician signifies manipulation, poor planning, untapped talents. So maybe your message would feel like you're trying to manipulate something, okay? Maybe you need to release a fear. Maybe you have some repressing emotions, some confusion, right? About how to write this message or letter or invitation. You're going to have to do some soul searching and maybe do some searching on the internet, maybe on how to reach out to your children so it won't seem like it's manipulation. But I do have this. Do you acknowledge relationship realities? Sometimes that's a piece of what the older adult isn't willing to look at or acknowledge. Tough says, how close were they? Things were different back then, so parents weren't so involved, right? Another thing, can you give it time? All right? Because maybe that's kind of what it's saying here. All right? A message, it might seem like it's manipulating, and it's letting go of fear, darkness, insecurities. Maybe you should give it some time. All relationships go through a rough patch, and perhaps a breather may help. Was the last message or the last transaction with them recent? You might want to give it some time, because it might seem that it's kind of being manipulative, So I'm going to say, with Coleman says, that might be best for your children. That might be the best your children can do at the moment. In fact, it might not be about you at all, but rather about something they are going through or have experienced. Being a great parent is no guarantee of a lifelong relationship with your children. Okay, so I hope this brought some clarity for you, because I hope it did, because you do deserve to be with your family. And again, take it easy. Think about the time that is that has gone by and reach out and try to make it as peaceful as possible. And this is Mario, and I will see you in a later video.